Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, September 3rd, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson. Just before we bring you the news, we have an announcement. Viewers of SVG-TV on its Channel 7 service located at Layu Hill are asked to note that the problem being experienced on that service is being caused by interference from another television station located in Grenada. The relevant NTRC authorities have been alerted and are working to have the problem remedied. SVG-TV apologizes to its viewers for the inconvenience, which is completely beyond our control. Now for the details to the news. The time for talking is over, and now the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, along with the Public Service Union, are preparing to take action to ensure that they get a 1-month tax-free salary payment, which they have proposed to government. In an interview with SVG-TV News earlier today, President of the SVG Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, refutes accusations that the teachers have been selfish in their request. He says this could not be further from the truth, since they have made sacrifices to freeze their salaries and have not received any increases since 2011.
So it's just a one-off payment with a compensation without tax. And the government said we are not unreasonable. And we have made the sacrifice over a 4-5 year period. Our salaries would have been frozen. We made that sacrifice for our country so that the rest of the society could get their part. So when people say to us, I have to look at the rest of the society, then it clearly shows that the workers of the country are not part of the society. And we have our families to look after. We have our bills to pay. We are part of the society, and we are feeling the pinch. The teachers, when they get their salary, they don't have anything left. This increase, this compensation that we're asking for, the grade K teachers, the teachers who are at the bottom of the ladder, which get approximately $1,500. That's their gross income. When you take out NIS and tax and so, you're left with very little. So we're actually asking for approximately $27 per year.
The teachers' union leaders said they have already commenced their action to demand that the government makes the payment. Members of the union are now wearing black wristbands in solidarity with the union, and Robinson is calling on all teachers to join the cause and not to be intimidated by persons who may want to silence them.
Cannot divulge the strategies employed because we know the forces out there which are working against the teachers union. We are quite aware. There are some people who will not want to take part because of some reason or the other. But a point I want to make, because we have to understand that we are operating in an environment that is politically charging even more than now. And any move that you make, people will want to label you. They will want to box you onto a political side. This has nothing to do with the political environment. Because as the public knows by now, we have been fighting a battle over a number of...
The government has indicated that it is not in a position to make the payment at this time. The one-off payment will amount to some 25 million EC dollars. An official from the Electoral Office says that the department is currently conducting internal investigations into the accusations made by opposition leader Anim Eustace that there has been illegal voter registration and transfers. When SVG-TV News visited the department earlier today to speak with the supervisor, we were told that she was unavailable and is expected to return to work on Monday, the 7th September. In an open letter penned to the supervisor of elections, the opposition leader outlined that there appears to be some disturbing issues as to how the voter registration process is being conducted. He went on to claim that there has been reports of many persons being registered twice and transferred to many different areas. According to the opposition leader, such actions are illegal and called on the supervisor and her office to look into the matter and for it to be dealt with in an urgent and unbiased manner. Eustace also called on Findlay, whom he described as a woman of good morals and a decent citizen, to ensure that the one-man, one-woman vote be enforced. The letter then stressed that anyone knowingly and blatantly breaking the law should and will be prosecuted. And while the issue of voter registration continues to be on the front burner, SVG-TV News took to the streets of capital Kingstown today to find out what other issues persons have on their list and what they would like to see addressed.
You've been registered to vote?
Yes, I am a registered voter. In terms of the issues, I think the economic issues are the main things that would contribute to the way people cast their vote this election.
The politicians need to look at the economy.
Yeah, I think so. That's my position. That's what I think. And the circles that I've been to, that's what I've been hearing.
I'm sure they are concerned about the economy, getting more paid, getting the future.
Yes.
I'm looking at the state of the economy, of course, unemployment, things of that nature. You know, where we want to go from where we are to where we should actually be.
Are you registered to vote?
Yes, I am.
What are some of the issues you think politicians should be concerned about?
Sustainable development, mostly we talk about jobs, in terms of the agriculture sector, the tourism sector. These are things that we need to look at. The technical sector also, where everybody's more focusing towards the academic side of education as opposed to the technical side of education. These are some things that we need to look at to drive civil and forward.
The Government Pharmaceutical Services will be conducting a series of one-day medicines use reviews, the MUR, to assess medicine adherence and analyze drug-related problems occurring in diabetic and hypertensive patients here. It is expected that this exercise will help to identify areas where stronger support is needed in promoting higher levels of adherence to treatment, particularly in patients on long-term treatment for chronic non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. This pilot project, which is funded by PAHO in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, will target diabetic and hypertensive patients in 5 health districts initially. The selected areas are Georgetown on September 25th, Mesopotamia October 6th, Caliacor October 12th, Beckway October 16th, Chateaubelair October 16th. Diabetic and hypertensive patients will be asked to bring all medications, including prescription drugs, vitamins, supplements, and herbal tablets, to their clinic on the designated day, where a team of pharmacists will be on hand to conduct an assessment of their pharmaceutical supplies and interview the patient. The medication review will be preceded by a 2-day training workshop for pharmacists, which will be held at the NEMO Conference Room September 11th to 12th, 2015. 7 of this country's broadcasting stations have come together to show solidarity for Dominica, which has been devastated by Tropical Storm Erica, through a radiothon this Sunday, September 6th from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. At a media conference today at the national broadcasting station, NBC, General Manager Carlita Oliver says all of the radio stations here, including Hits FM, have already committed to the fundraising activity. Oliver says the media has a responsibility to assist not only this country, but neighboring territories. She says they have already set up an account with numbers 134399 at the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where persons can make their donations. That number again, 134399.
And we're still to have a response from Nice Radio, although Dougie has indicated that he would be running the promotion for the event. So these are the 7 terrestrial radio stations which have so far confirmed their involvement in the Radiothon. The Radiothon is an event where persons would call in and pledge amounts in support of the relief effort for Dominica, which we all know suffered severe devastation with the passage of Tropical Storm Erica just a few days ago. This is something that we do from time to time when it is necessary, whenever there is a disaster, whether it's locally or in the region. So for example, we have done this as stations coming together for relief efforts in Grenada. We did it for Haiti, we did it for Thomas. So it is something that we're accustomed doing, recognizing that we have a collective social responsibility to the populations.
Engineer at Praise FM, Donnie Daniels, says his station is proud to be a part of the initiative.
It's very important when all stations come together, no matter what they broadcast, their coverage. It helps to unite us together, help us to get people to see the importance of taking care of one another. So no matter what radio station you may listen to, you can call and give your support. The general number to call will be 4572705. And just in case that number may be busy at any given time, you can say call the radio stations, and then we forward that information on to NBC that will go into one pool. So the main thing is to get everyone together and help to get Dominica back on track.
Senior Accounts Officer at SVG Broadcasting Corporation, Agnes Gibson, is encouraging persons to make their contributions to their brothers and sisters in Dominica.
It's Dominica we're pledging for. Give your support, whatever little, it doesn't matter. Just pass in whatever little to the BOSVG account number 134399. Just give generously for the support of Dominica.
Evangelist Baldwin Haynes, who is based in Barbados, has brought a message of warning to this country to repent or go through a more severe period of mourning due to tragedy. In an interview with SVG-TV News, the man of the cloth, who is originally from St. Vincent but migrated to Barbados as a child with his parents, says God revealed to him to tell Vincentians that it is not over. He says the stern manner in which God spoke to him makes his heart very concerned. According to the evangelist, he had predicted the floods of December 2013 and the minibus tragedy in January of this year at Rock Gutter, and warned that God says the next calamity will be worse than the two events combined.
So when you had the flood, they told me, evangelist, just what you said is happening. So just after that, that was in December of 2013. So shortly after January, God sent me back again in February of 2014, and God said to me, go back to the Prime Minister and say to him, it is not over. So hence I came back to the Prime Minister with the same church leader, and I said, Mr. Prime Minister, you remember me? And we went through the whole thing, and I said, you remember I told you that? He said, yes. And I said, well, God says it's not over, and tragedy is about to hit this nation again. You are going to go through a period of mourning again, and you need to have a national day of repentance. Anyhow, nothing wasn't done. Then you had the minivan that fell over the cliff. Now people would think that evangelists, well, you had a flood, and now you have a minivan. But the Spirit of God revealed to me, death came through the same media, water. The flood, water caused the death. The accident, water caused the death. That's the connection.
Pastor Haynes says persons need to heed his warning and not only pray but repent. Failing to do so, he says, could result in dire consequences.
It's going to be, as he says, this time St. Vincent is going to mourn more than the first and the second time put together. Now the first time 9 died. The second time 5 died, 2 missing, 10 was hospitalized. And if you put that together, God says it's going to be worse than that, why do you want to wait for that to happen? And that was my question the second time he came to the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister told the pastor, let me say this now on national television, I'm not a political party preference person, I don't deal with politics, but let me say this to you, St. Vincent, your Prime Minister did not say, leave my country. Your Prime Minister said to the pastor that was with me, do as the evangelist says. So let me just say that what happened to St. Vincent the first and second time could have been avoided, but it wasn't your Prime Minister's fault. Your Prime Minister said to the pastor to do it. So sad to say, but we, the church, we are responsible for the last 2 times of mourning that St. Vincent went through, because the church in St. Vincent did not do what the Prime Minister said to do and what God said to do.
A 2-day conference for non-commissioned officers of the RSVG police force will be held next week under the theme Empowering Middle Managers for Organization Success. The conference, which will be hosted by the Police Welfare Association, will be held on Wednesday and Thursday next week at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown. The opening ceremony will hear addresses by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Commissioner of Police Michael Charles, and Chairman of the Police Welfare Association, Inspector Trevor Bailey. The guest speaker will be Nigel Scott, Director of the Community College. Topics to be discussed at the 2-day event will include police leadership and management, domestic violence, ethics and integrity of police, crime scene and traffic management, search, care and custody of prisoners, and fire management. The police here are seeking the public's assistance in locating 2 young men of Barely suspected of being involved in a string of robberies in the Leeward district. They are 34-year-old Phelan Southey Gordon and 30-year-old Julius Puppy Hart, Gloucester. Gordon is 5 feet 7 inches tall, slim in build, dark in complexion, with an oval face, thick lips and brown eyes. Gloucester is 5 feet 5 inches tall, light brown in complexion. He is well built with a round face, thick lips and brown eyes. Both men are being asked by the police to report to the Barely Police Station by 5 p.m. on September 4th, 2015. The police say both men are considered to be armed and dangerous. Persons with information on their whereabouts are asked to contact the officer in charge of the Barely Police Station at 458-7321 or 458-7329. The Minister of Education is expected to deliver her back-to-school address to the nation tomorrow. Over the last couple of weeks, parents, guardians and other persons have been flocking to capital Kingstown to get uniforms, books and other items for their children. Earlier today, SVG-TV News took to the streets to find out how preparations have been going.
Well, I expect to go to school and get good grades to bring back to my parents, because I know that they are hard work, that they put their effort to get me all the things that I need, so I want to make them proud. It's going really good. She has already gotten everything, so she's really ready to go back to school.
All right. And what is it that, what are some of the items that, you know, are very costly or something?
Mainly the books. Yeah, but she got all her stuff already because we were prepared already.
Are you ready for back to school?
Yes, please.
So what are you most excited about back to school?
My friends.
And what are some of the things you've been preparing for school?
Well, new clothes and shoes and stuff and bags and new books.
And what are you most looking forward to?
Well, doing good in school and stuff like that.
They are ready, set, go.
Okay.
Yes.
What are some of the expectations for your kids?
I'm looking forward for them to go out and push and do everything good for me.
Are you ready for back to school?
Yes.
Okay, and what are you most looking forward to? What subject are you looking forward to?
Maths.
Okay, so you love maths. And what else are you looking forward to for school?
Language.
You could hardly get what you need. You have to stay without food, don't pay the bills, and still you can't get a good shoe. You buy these shoes 2 days, it should have mash up a road. But I'm telling you, I have boys and it should go into shoes like it's water in a pipe. Everything is too expensive, the notebooks, the exercise book, and nobody can get a good job, and there is no help from anywhere. You ask, they say you have to wait, you wait school open and you still can't get help coming in.
I don't have any children going to school here. I'm just getting myself ready as a teacher. As a teacher, so what have you been hearing parents saying? Any concerns?
Well, most of them is saying is that they didn't get all their books. They are trying hard to get their books and so forth, you know. But all in all, I hope that they get themselves ready for school.
What about your textbooks and so forth? Do you have them already?
No.
Okay, but you're still continuing to go to school?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a hindrance? Is it a problem for you, or?
Nah, not so far. Yeah.
So how are you coping? How are you making do? What do you do when you don't have the textbooks?
Well, me reach there yet. First start use the textbooks, that's why.
Have all the books and everything?
Yes, please.
What is your favorite subject?
Math and language.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
Tell my teacher hi. Hi, everybody.